So Hardee's is doing a big promotion right now with Black Ops 3.
Another episode of Before You Buy. Today we're bringing you first impressions as well as some raw gameplay from Black Ops 3.
We're at the FaZe house. Yeah, we went on the worst drive of our life.
The game starts off with a rescue mission that basically ends in the nightmare scenario of a robot ripping your limbs off.
Yo, bro.
Yo!
We celebrate the first draft of the Human Book of Life.
It's been called the age of wearable technology.
Amazing things happen when we merge technology with our body.
This is my first time playing Black Ops 3. My first time opening up the game. Holy freaking balls.
Look at her. Look at her lips. Look at her face.
Yeah. Oh, I hit!
Oh, wait.
Victory.
Adapt has one, and then Banks has one. I see them all back, so I want to take a picture at the end. Where'd you guys go? Dude, fucking the middle of New York.
Oh my god! No fucking way did I just hit that!
What's up, everyone? I am back for another midnight release video at GameStop. This time it is for Call of Duty Black Ops 3.
Hi guys, Mr. Ruffles here. We've just completed the Der Eisendrache Easter egg for the first time.
Hey guys, what is going on? My name is NoJ456, and today I have the Call of Duty Black Ops 3 reveal trailer, Shadows of Evil.
Guys, 3 years. I've waited 3 years for this game, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and it is finally here. We are ready, guys.
Alright, we're gonna try this out with the green screen and everything, because why not? So April 9th, 2015 is a day that we can all remember. That intro that we just had was a simple teaser. It's my little chop up of how the teaser trailer for Black Ops 3 was coming out. And so now here we are, 10 years later. Now I meant to have this out November 6th and everything like that. I really tried to get this out at a good time. Unfortunately, I'm not a very, good YouTuber. So obviously here we are right now, a couple of days removed. I have been pretty tardy to my own party. It happens. Either way, let's talk about Call of Duty Black Ops 3. So Black Ops 3 came out November 6th, 2015. And oh my God, did that really change my life? That changed pretty much everything about my life. And what's super weird is that it still changed my life even years later. 8 years past the due date. One of my really good friends, Chico, you'll probably see him in the comment section. I wouldn't have met him if it wasn't for Call of Duty Black Ops 3, the zombie mode. We'll get to that here in a bit. First, let's just talk about everything that led up to Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Had a simple teaser. We knew it was coming. We already had Infinity Ward deal with Ghosts after Black Ops 2, and then Advanced Warfare after that. So we already knew what was in the works. And oh my God, did this change everything. So Advanced Warfare was the previous COD, had the jetpacks and everything like that, created by Sledgehammer and stuff, and made Modern Warfare 3 was a decent Call of Duty. It was received well enough for what it was, right? And we were already pretty much tired of the jetpacks. The jetpacks immediately became a non-fan favorite. But with the way that Black Ops 3 was looking, jetpacks seemed to be the new norm. The first trailer was talking about cybernetics and, changing the human composition, turning people into super soldiers and stuff like that, or super athletes. Really didn't know what to expect out of this new direction that Call of Duty was going, but what we did know was that jetpacks were at least going to be a staple for a little while. Which, in the long run, it didn't really matter. I understood that they were trying to change it up, make Call of Duty not so redundant and repetitive, which is, you know, essentially an oxymoron, or at least a task that's like impossible to complete, to commit to. So honestly, I mean, everybody had full trust in Treyarch. I mean, they had banger after banger after banger with World at War, Black Ops, and Black Ops 2. There's no stopping them. I mean, they had all of the momentum in the world, considering their track record at this point. I mean, Black Ops 2 was already a viciously hot fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, we knew what to expect from Treyarch at this point. I mean, they had implemented this new zombie storyline that was going on. I mean, the multiplayer, everybody loves Black Ops 2's multiplayer. Everybody loved using the DSR, or if you were a piece of shit, everybody loved using the shotguns, the Remington. But either way, regardless, people loved Black Ops 2. The campaign was amazing. You had choices to make throughout the story, and you know, seeing Raul Menendez and Frank Woods, you know, have their whole quarrel, seeing what happened to Woods and stuff, riveting stuff, you know, completely life-changing stuff. And like, we were pretty eager to see what had happened post Black Ops 2's campaign. Not entirely sure what we had expected, considering Black Ops 3's campaign, but we were, you know, pretty on edge trying to see what would happen after everything that happened on BO2. So we kind of wanted to see what would go on to finish that off and everything. I mean, BO2 kind of already seemed like, the story at least seemed like that was the end of, you know, that storyline, from World at War to Black Ops 2. Like, that was the trilogy, that's it. So with Black Ops 3, I mean, we were eager to see what a new storyline was going to be for the Black Ops franchise, because we expected, you know, them to carry some characters over. We didn't really get that. We didn't really get that when it comes to the Black Ops 3 story. So when you're riding off of the coattails of how amazingly amazing Black Ops 2 is, BO3's announcement is an immediate, you know, shock through the entire nervous system. We're like, oh my god, Black Ops 3, like the third entry to Black Ops, you know? We were stoked. And especially at this time, Treyarch was extremely respectable. Call of Duty was, you know, respectable enough. We were extremely stoked. Seeing that first trailer, seeing all like the zombies trailers leading up to BO3. I mean, that Shadows of Evil trailer, man, I remember how much I tore apart every frame of that trailer, trying to just guess and figure out different things about the map, and about the people. I remember just being extremely stoked witnessing this rollout. I mean, at the time, I was, what, 13, 14? Saw this, you know, I saw like Mr. T Lex Fi, Smith Plays, and stuff like that. Noah, everybody just like looking at this, you know, Raffle Waffles and stuff. Everybody just depicting, tearing apart everything, finding, you know, some predictions, finding out whatever they can know. Finding out all this insider information about the game, because I was so stoked. Everybody around me was stoked. Like, all my friends obviously would love Call of Duty. We all loved Black Ops 2. I mean, that was like the game that my friend group played. It was that, Grand Theft Auto 5, and nothing else. I mean, maybe some Minecraft. We would get some Minecraft in there, but I mean, you know, that was our big three. You know, at this time, everybody was getting their PS4s and stuff like that. It was a good time, you know. I remember my friend, I think he got the special like Black Ops 3 PS4, which don't even get me started on the pre-order bundles that you could get. I remember, dude, it was $150 to get BO3 with the season pass, with like special exclusive skins and some like coasters and stuff. And then you get the fucking Juggernog perk machine. That's a mini fridge to like hold your sodas. I was so fucking excited for that. I'm still so mad that I wasn't at least like 18 or 16 with a job, you know? Because, dude, I would have spent, you know, my check on that shit. I mean, if your check is $150, that's a problem. But still, like $150 out of the check, you know, I totally would have bought. Oh my god, dude! Like, I'm still mad about it. I wasn't able to work up $150 Tough shit for me, I know. Still, I mean, like the rollout for Black Ops 3 was going crazy. Everybody I knew chopping it up. Always, that was what our conversations always came back to was Black Ops 3 is coming out. Like, you know that, right? Oh my god, dude, we were entirely stoked. Okay, so the open beta came out to everybody. It was multiplayer only, and it gave us a really good like glimpse into what is happening for the BO3 multiplayer. And I remember like how intimidated we were by it, because my friends and I mean, like, in order to play a beta, you had to be like a YouTuber, you know, you had to be like somebody who had popularity, who had clout, and we didn't have that, you know. I mean, we were just some like 13-year-olds in our parents' house, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have any clout like that. We were so stoked when we saw this announcement about free open beta. Anybody could hop in, anybody could get in it, get out, check out the game. Big fucking deal for us. My friends and I remember I just stayed up for days grinding that shit out, because like I wanted to, I don't think I was able to do it, but I wanted to like get up to right before you could prestige level 55. I really wanted to get there. I don't think I was able to do it because you know, reasons. Not that great at the game, time constraints, and I mean, I had to sleep, which like if I didn't have to sleep, things would have been different. Regardless, yeah, that open beta was sick. Friends and I had like the greatest time playing that. I mean, just constantly over and over, everything that we could do. I mean, we were walking around like corner to corner in those maps and stuff, trying to find like Easter eggs and just random shit, you know. It was such a good time, such a good game. All right, so I went extremely off script over in this part, so I'm here after trying to just fix this and stuff, so bear with me. So I kind of want to just run over the story really quick, because nobody really remembers Black Ops 3 for its story. In a way, I'm sort of a masochist, so I went back and I played the BO3 story because I just wanted to see if I could understand it and dig it, you know, after all these years. And to a certain extent, I do enjoy the story. I mean, it's not the greatest story, especially, you know, considering what we are used to from Treyarch. It's not the greatest story. It doesn't connect that well to the ultimate Black Ops universe. I mean, they mentioned Raul Menendez one time.
Our men are ill-equipped to deal with the NRC's robots.
What's your operational strength?
We have less than 1,000 men, a dozen armored vehicles, and a squadron of VTOLs. Essential supplies are low.
How are you still holding on?
You can thank Raul Menendez.
What? Raul Menendez was a hypocritical egomaniac. He thought he could make a better world by fucking everything up.
After the strikes of 25, all Winslow Accord nations had to abide by the Allied Drone Defense Act. Elected energy air defense systems must protect all major military, civilian, and industrial targets in allied nations.
Those are the only reason we are still here. Maybe so. I wouldn't thank Menendez. He was a prick who got what he deserved.
And that's kind of the only callback that we get to anybody previously, really. I mean, just to start off, we're just going to run through it really quick. You go in, you create a character, which actually I did like a lot. You know, I mean, you're not really doing anything insane. You're not even naming the character. You're just going in, picking a face that you like, picking your gender, and then just going with it, you know? I think it's fine for what it is. I mean, you're not anything special in the story. I mean, the story really doesn't treat you like anybody special. You're certainly not an Alex Mason. So for what the story is, it works just fine. I actually preferred to play as the femme posing character rather than the masculine posing character, because the masculine one just had a bad voice actor. The feminine one had a good voice actor, so I decided to go with their choice. So yeah, I mean, you just begin, you run through, you're doing the whole intro and such, you get your body torn up by one of the robots, and then you become a augmented individual, which, I mean, you know, there's no problem with that. I mean, we were kind of expecting that to happen, and that happens to you. You become destroyed, then the government rebuilds your body, and they turn you into a biometric weapon, you know? Then your commanding officer, Hendrix, I mean, he also decides to switch it up with you and stuff after he watched you get torn apart, because why not? You meet Taylor, who is Christopher Maloney. We all know and love him. And then it sends you through the infamous tutorial, the train go boom.
Train go boom. Outcome. Train go boom. Outcome. Train go boom. Outcome. Train go boom. What do you think I'm gonna say next?
Everybody loves that part. It's the only thing that is memorable for the game because nobody really wanted to go past the tutorial. And this, you know, just my slight gripe. I mean, even like years after the fact and stuff, I just, for how much I love Call of Duty, especially the Treyarch entries, and for how much I love Black Ops 3 specifically, the story just really takes me out of it, because you can kind of really tell that it was just something that they put in because they just had to. I mean, obviously it worked for what it was and such, but I mean, considering that Treyarch gave us World at War storyline, we got Black Ops 1 story and 2, and then you followed it up with just a lackluster whatever clusterfuck going on in Black Ops 3. I mean, I was certainly let down, but thankfully they picked a lot of that slack up with the zombies mode. Either way, train go boom, and then you go on a montage of heck where like you're just kind of forced into bonding with that Hendrix guy, and then it kind of hits me that the game is essentially Cyberpunk 2077. Now, I'll be sure to keep this brief. I see just a lot of parallels between Black Ops 3 and Cyberpunk 2077, where in Black Ops 3, you know, you are living in 2065. Granted, you're in the military, unlike Cyberpunk. Then, you know, something big happens to you, a huge event in the beginning, just like Cyberpunk 2077. You meet somebody else, and then you go through a montage of bonding, and then you're set together to do whatever is next, just like Cyberpunk 2077. And in a way, if you look at the game in that context, that it's like some type of predecessor to Cyberpunk 2077, then it kind of makes it a little better. I mean, it's your character, it's your story, you know? So if you treat it kind of sort of like it's an RPG rather than, you know, a Call of Duty story and stuff, it can be a little more enjoyable. That's just me grasping for straws in order to make sure that I enjoyed this story mode and that I didn't waste my entire time playing through it all. Anyway, I think the story mode still had its fun. I love the fact that, you know, you can change your outfits, you can change your weapon classes and stuff. It's something that we never really got in a Call of Duty until this one. So I think that's pretty cool. I liked the little challenges that the game posed to you throughout the whole entire story. I played it on hard mode because I fucking hate myself. And I mean, you know, for what it is, I mean, an offline little experience and stuff, it's whatever. I mean, considering that it's like, you know, it was $60 when we bought the game. You got a full-fledged story, full-fledged zombies, you got a full-fledged multiplayer, you had Dead Ops Arcade, then you had that, you know, Peculiar Nightmares mode, which only makes sense in the context of playing the story. And then you also had free run and such. I mean, this game was packed. Unfortunately, the story just doesn't hold up that well. You go through, you find out that that Taylor guy, Christopher Maloney, is a bad dude. There's this whole inside coup thing. CIA's bad. Everybody's brainwashed. And that's, you know, the entirety of Black Ops 3 is, you know, brainwashing. People are wrong, stuff's getting exposed, you're kind of there, then you're the one that's being brainwashed. It's a weird rinse and repeat-ish of BO1. It's boring. I mean, it is what it is. I thought that the story wasn't really captivating, especially, you know, in comparison to Black Ops 2 and especially Black Ops 1 and World at War. I mean, it just didn't capture me as I would have hoped, especially from a Treyarch Call of Duty game. Unfortunately, this game is kind of like the catalyst of what would become Black Ops storylines. I mean, BO4 literally didn't even have a campaign, and then Cold War recycled this campaign in the 80s. And then, I mean, I don't even know what happened in BO6. I don't even know what happened in BO7. We're going to ignore all of that shit. And if we just forget that BO3 story even happened, maybe we'll all live happier lives. I'm not entirely sure. Now, let's get into talking about the stuff that we actually give a fuck about. Zombies. So, for zombies, I played Shadows of Evil first. Walked in completely clueless. I mean, I had clues because I watched so many different YouTubers and stuff pick it apart. We all did what we could to pick it apart, figure out what we could figure out, you know, from the trailers and stuff like that. Zombies, man. And then Shadows of Evil at that. You go in, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Because, you know, I'm seeing like this like arthropod, like little goop thing like come out of the ground that I needed a fumigator to like pump full so I could get like a power up or something like that. I mean, there was this like little altar thing to turn myself into like this like some Lovecraftian like, you know, tentacle monster. I mean, and the cool thing was like it was kind of like Mob of the Dead, where like you had to like kind of, you know, shock yourself to go into, you know, the afterlife. I mean, you know, if you're using direct parallels, you're not shocking yourself, you're turning into the, you know, creature. But like you have to do that in order to power up stuff, in order to like, you know, get to different areas. And then it was cool because, yeah, you had like a lasso, brought yourself up to like, you know, that little fire escape, run around it and everything. I mean, it was such a different experience for zombies, you know. And like it kept like a lot of like my favorite aspects of like Mob of the Dead, because, you know, you had to die in order to advance. Now the thing that sucks about it is that if you died, you died. But when you get knocked and stuff, you don't instantly turn into this demon. You're done. Either way, I mean, my go through with the zombies experience was amazing right from the get. I remember how I was just blown away by the graphics and like the vibe that Shadows of Evil gave. I was just completely in awe. Didn't know what to expect from like a new crew and everything, but I mean, they blew it out of the water right there. I mean, that was amazing. I mean, you get to learn about, you know, the boxer, like they're in hell essentially. You get to learn about the boxer, the femme fatale, the detective who's corrupt, and then, you know, the failed magician, with a pretty stacked cast. We had Heather Graham, who was Roller Girl, Neil McDonough, which I mean, I see him in a lot of stuff. I remember seeing him in a Kevin Sorbo movie that came out like a couple years ago. That shit was trash. But he's around. And then Ron Perlman, man. Ron fucking Perlman. I love this guy so much. I mean, Sons of Anarchy, I've seen a good amount of it. But like, I mean, dude, that's Hellboy. That's fucking Hellboy. And then also, he was, you know, the narrator in Fallout.
War never changes.
Ron Perlman. Shouts out him, man. He's just such like a goated individual. And for some weird reason, I totally neglected to mention Jeff Goldblum, Nero, like the other really cool badass character that's a part of this really cool stacked cast that we get right out the gate. I don't know why I didn't mention him. Shout out Jeff Goldblum, man. I loved you in Jurassic Park. I just got done watching Wicked 1 and 2. You know, you were pretty good in those. Life finds a way.
No, I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
I only was able to do the Easter egg, you know, years after the fact. The game came out 8 years later. I mean, I'm just on Reddit and stuff. My friend and I, we picked up BO3 again and everything like that. I got the season pass with the Zombie Chronicles, which Zombie Chronicles we'll get to in a minute. Talking to like just random people and stuff. I'm like, yo, we're on Xbox, because at the time I had a Series X. I was like, yo, we're on Xbox and stuff. We're trying to, you know, play BO3, get the Shadows of Evil Easter egg and stuff. We found a group. Shout out my boy Noodle. Shout out my boy Chico, my boy Burrito, my boy Chief Keef, 2+2. I mean, we had hella people up in there and stuff. Eventually, like, we became like our own like society of zombies players. Every day, Easter eggs, every single day. I mean, like my friend Two and I, literally every single day, we would finish a new Easter egg, you know, because I had never been able to complete Easter eggs when I was younger because I was a fucking idiot, first off. Second off, I didn't have enough money for gobblegums and everything like that, which gobblegums aren't necessary, but dude, they help. And then third off, I didn't really have friends who like had like the drive to like finish out the Easter eggs and stuff like that, you know. I mean, we just spent hours, you know, just training and stuff, which is fine. But yeah, when I was like, you know, younger, playing the game, you know, running around, killing zombies, high rounding every map and stuff, that's whatever. As I got older I was like, well, there's Easter eggs. I want to do the Easter eggs. That's why Black Ops 3 is so important to me. You could just keep fucking coming back. Especially the zombies, man. I love zombies 100%, 1000%. Zombies. So yeah, Shadows of Evil, amazing banger. You also got the Giant in the beginning. I'm pretty sure that was DLC or pre-order or whatever, because I know not everybody got it right off the bat. I had it, so that's all that matters. Which is this amazing reinterpretation of Darius from World at War and then eventually Black Ops 1, because they brought that on over to there too. But an amazing reinterpretation of Darius. I mean, I just remember seeing that trailer, looking at young Richtofen shoot old Richtofen. I just remember being blown away by the graphics, the vibe of the map. You go in, and once you spawn into that map, I mean, just you were forced to take in just a magnitude of greatness. I mean, the lighting is perfect. Everything is just popping, you know. The lights just look insane. You're looking at these like Tesla coils and stuff around the Pack-a-Punch machine. It's just insane the entire time. You're like, oh my god. It's such a good map. Call of Duty was like serious at this time. Like they were like, you could tell how much passion was put into like the zombies mode because of like just the amount of love and care that they put into the redesigning of the Giant, or a map that they've already ported over once, but they created back in 2008. Such an insane experience to have, especially for my first time, dude. That was beautiful. I actually, if I'm able to get it, I do have a video of like my very first playthrough. I live streamed it on a really old YouTube account, because PS4. I live streamed it on there, and I mean, I don't even talk in the video, in the stream. You don't hear me at all. You just see me just, 13 years old playing this for the first time. I mean, it's just such an important game, But the Giant was just beautiful. Everything about it, all the set pieces being redone. I mean, you can see like one of the robots from Origins, like the head in the background and stuff. It's like hanging, and then that's actually a part of the Easter egg for the map. If you throw monkey bombs into the teleporters and stuff while the teleporter is going, activates these like 3 buttons. Once you do it to all 3 of the teleporters, then you activate it, and then this light beam like reflects off of that Giant's helmet and stuff, and then it goes down, and then it like melts this little ice snow pillar thing, and then you can get an extra perk. It could be either stamina up or daiquiri, the Deadshot daiquiri. I mean, yeah, dude, I spent hours in that map too. Just camping or training or just looking, checking everything out. I mean, that map was just so beautiful. I mean, they put so much effort into that. And then I mean, to follow up just such an amazing start with Der Eisendrache, insane. You follow all that up with Der Eisendrache. Der Eisendrache is just such a special map. I mean, when it comes to the parallels between Mob of the Dead with the dragon heads and having to feed them zombie bodies and such, and then the parallel to Origins with the bows and then the staffs, the fact that you can bounce around on these little launch pads and such, the different areas for Pack-a-Punch, the wall running in the Undercroft, the boss fight that you have to do. It is such a great map. They knocked it out of the park when it came to Der Eisendrache. They knocked it out of the park when they came to Zetsubo, even though there was that weird little spider glitch that pissed me off, and it actually broke an Easter egg run one time that I was on. They knocked it out the park with Grod Krovi, even though the Easter egg was pretty tedious to do. My friends and I were still able to do the super Easter egg, to where you get the perkaholic for everybody if you do the Easter egg in under an hour. We did that shit on accident. That's how dedicated we were to these maps. Revelations, the perfect combination of every map. You had Noct as the central point. You had Origins. You had Mob of the Dead. You had Verrux. You had all these maps. Kino, just all of them combined together to create a super map. You go inside of this huge giant slug and then you pack a punch in there. You are able to pack a punch the super weapon, the weapon from Shadows of Evil that you used to be able to pack a punch, and then they took it away for some reason, but then you could pack a punch into Revelations. It was just such a stacked lineup. We were following through when it came to the premise story and everything like that. I mean, these were maps dedicated to Richtofen, Dempsey, Takio, and Nikolai. It wasn't, there was no filler people. We didn't get any like Call of the Dead thing. We didn't get a Nuketown Zombies thing. We didn't get anything with any of the Victus people. It was just the pure straight original OG guys from BO1 and World at War. They were the ones that came in and they dealt with their story. I mean, you had the implementation of Gobblegums that helped so much. You had Dr. Monty, who was like one of the coolest side characters to ever pop in, especially in Zombies. I mean, they put so much care and attention into the BO3 Zombies lineup. They cooked on every single map. There was no filler, there was no nonsense, there was just straight banger after banger. They did not fuck around when it came to these maps, dude. Like, you could go back, play Revelations, you don't even have to do the Easter egg, even though that was a pretty easy Easter egg. You don't even have to do the Easter egg. You could easily get up to like round 100 and stuff just by training around in the fucking slug body. You know, there was nothing to it. It was just an amazing setup. And then, I mean, thank God that we have people on PC modding and stuff. I mean, this is the best Black Ops ever. If it wasn't for Black Ops 3, like, so many things wouldn't have happened in my life. And like seeing people who are active in the modding community keeping, like, you know, the game at least safe sometimes to play on is amazing. Putting on new maps and stuff like that is amazing. Remastering Mob of the Dead and bringing it over into the BO3 engine is amazing. Seeing things of this nature, insane. And Call of Duty even kept support up for it. In 2017, Black Ops 3 released a 5th DLC map pack exclusively for Zombies. Now, it wasn't anything new, but it was awesome. You got all the World at War maps. You got all the BO1 maps. And then you had Origins. Remastered, put onto the BO3 engine. And they made Black Ops 3 the ultimate Zombies experience. You could play as the old characters in the World at War maps. You could play as the old characters in Kino and Black Ops 1 maps and such. And then you got Origins all over again. Like, this was insane. This was crazy. And it was like so unprecedented too, because the game came out in 2015. 2 years after the fact, they released a random 5th DLC pack. This was after Infinite Warfare had came out. This was after Modern Warfare 1's remaster came out. And they put a new DLC pack on a game that was already 2 years old. That's unheard of, especially in Call of Duty. I mean, like, they drop the games after a year like nothing. We get the Zombies Chronicle map pack, which is like now like the standard copy of Black Ops 3. You buy Black Ops 3, it comes with Zombie Chronicles. That's how important the Zombies mode was to Call of Duty Black Ops 3. They put so much time and care and love and effort into the Zombies. And like, as somebody who lived for Black Ops Zombies, as somebody who lived for Call of Duty Zombies, this was amazing. It was just so special to witness. You know, you get a map pack that had 8 maps. Remastered, brought on over to the best Call of Duty engine, and here I am playing it still 10 years later. I mean, technically this one's like 8, but still, I mean, dude, I never really got to experience like Ascension like that, because I wasn't able to buy DLCs when Black Ops 1 was around. I never really got to experience Shangri-La like that, and then they remastered it and brought it on over to Black Ops 3. That was beautiful. Like, it showed that they gave a fuck, you know? This like was such a good PR move for Activision and for Treyarch and for Call of Duty as a whole. to show that they like cared. There's just so much to talk about when it comes to how beautiful Black Ops 3 truly is and was. The fact that they showed support years after release, the fact that I was able to make new friends years after release based on this game. You wouldn't see Chico in videos with me, man. You wouldn't see him in the live streams with me if it wasn't for this game. And I didn't even get to meet him until like 2 years ago, you know? But if it wasn't for this game, I wouldn't know him. You know, if it wasn't for this game, I wouldn't care so much about the zombies. You know, I wouldn't care so much about how the zombies looks today. You know, that's why I'm so sad by Cold War and Black Ops 6 and 7, how unfortunate their zombie modes are, because it's such a great fall from grace. Either way, this video is getting on pretty long. It's gonna take me quite a while to edit this. And I mean, there's definitely so much that I've missed out on talking about in this video, because of just how deep and in-depth this game can be. Whether you actually care about the campaign or not, whether you care about the multiplayer or not, or whether you care about the zombies or not, I feel like there's something for everybody up in here. I mean, even if you're, you know, a Sims player or something like that, you could at least, you know, customize your main character. It's just such a beautiful game. 10 years, 10 whole years. And I mean, it feels like it came out yesterday. So Treyarch, thank you so much for this experience for 10 whole years. Unfortunately, I don't think you'll ever be able to hold a light to it again. And you kind of keep proving me right on that one. But thank you for at least giving it your all for the one time, because that means so much to me. It's changed my life. It has. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, share with your friends. Play Black Ops 3, man. If you haven't played BO3, check it out. Definitely check out the zombies. I know I glazed the zombies for hours. It's because the zombies really deserves it. And if you're still playing multiplayer and stuff like that, shout out to you, because I've been finding some lobbies on the PlayStation. Yeah, I'd be out there. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to have a good one. I'm something interesting. I hope this interests somebody, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace.